Hi, this is going to be somewhat of a rant video because something has changed and it's cheesed me off and I want to tell somebody about it, so I'm going to tell you guys. I buy a lot of DeOxit products. DeOxit is made by a company called Caig. It's C-A-I-G. For a long time, I've been buying a lot of their products because I believe their products are well made and they do the job they're supposed to do, and it's a good, reliable, you can count on it sort of thing. And you can see this is sort of an array of some of the products I use. We have everything from these little bristle scrubby brush things that I buy for when I work on vintage door chimes, and they come in really handy, and I buy a lot of those. And I buy a variety of different kind of cleaning cloths and textured towels and stuff like that instead of using a Kleenex or a Scott towel or something like that, because these do a good job. I buy pint size tubs of, I think it's a pint. Well, it's 226 grams, but I think it's a pint. This is fader grease. This is DFG 213, and this is what we put in the sliding volume controls on sets like IM 3003s and 4006s and things like that. This is a really good product. I buy it in the big container because it's a lot cheaper than buying the little tubes. So I buy that. This is sort of a precision instrument oil that we use for certain things. So I've had that. A little container of this. This is 25 milliliters. I think I've had this for probably 10 years and I've only used about that much of it because usually it's 1 or 2 drops at a time. So you can see that I'm a faithful DeOxit brand product repair shop. Primarily what we use every single day, and I recommend to all of you folks that watch the videos on how to clean the controls in your remote speakers and all these other kind of things. And in every single email that we send out to somebody who needs their set repaired or needs some help on how to do something, I recommend the DeOxit D5 and the DeOxit Fader F5. I've been using these products now for probably more than 10 years. The other thing I always like about this is that lots of times when you buy a can, an aerosol can of some type of cleaning product this size, this is 5 ounces, so it's not huge, but it's a good size. Lots of times when you buy something like this and you pick it up, it's like, is there really anything in there? And you're pretty sure that, you know, there's like this much stuff in the bottom and the rest of it's just nothing. And when you buy this, these are heavy and you can tell that they're relatively full. You know, it's probably, I don't know, up here somewhere. So you get a lot. It's not inexpensive, but you get a lot in the can and it seems to last a long time. We go through a lot of these. I would say on an average, I probably use the D5. I probably buy 100 or 125 cans a year. And that's quite a bit. We go through quite a bit around here, and between field service calls and in the shop and all that sort of stuff. So a lot of that. The Fader F5, not as much, but probably use 50, 60 cans a year, and that's probably a good amount. So what's my rant? What's up with all of this? Well, they made a change, and they made a change not to the product. They made a change to the packaging of the product. Myself, and as I read online, a lot of people are not happy with the change that they made, and it concerns me because it makes the application of a good product much more difficult to do. And also it concerns me because, like I said in the beginning of the video, I recommend this to everybody. I recommend this to all of our customers. There's a link in every single email we send out recommending that this is what people buy because it does a good job, because what's inside the can is really good. But the can itself, it totally blows. It's just no good at all. But recently, within this year anyway, I would think, they went to this new application thing. They call it the perfect straw. And it's got this wanky or yellow plastic applicator tube here that flips up when you want to use it, and then you push on the top and it comes out. And there's a lot of things. I noticed the last time I bought WD-40 it's like this, and I think the last time I bought 3-in-1 oil in a spray can, which seems like it's harder to find nowadays, it's like this too. And I don't know, some marketing genius came up with this idea, and basically this sucks. It's just really, really no good for fine applications. What they used to have, And this is not exactly a can of DeOxit here. This is actually a can of isopropyl alcohol, but the application is the same. And what you can see here on the top, what they used to have, let's get rid of the red straw. So this is how the DeOxit cans used to be. It had an adjustable spray nozzle, and you could vary the intensity of the spray. From over here you have low, and then you turn it to the middle and you've got medium, and then you turn it again and you got high. So this adjusts the pressure of the spray, and then it uses your sort of standard red, yeah, fell in the groove over here. It's got the standard, you know, red application nozzle that everything seems like it used to come with. And you just pop this in the little nozzle here, and you could adjust it low, medium, high, depending on what you want to do. You know, and for what we do, for the most part, and what I tell a lot of people is, you know, when you clean this, if you're cleaning a volume control, you know, I've seen a lot of people, they talk about, oh yeah, I got my DeOxit D5 and I'm going to flush it out, and they like hose the thing down like it's with a fire hose, and you know, they use a 20% of the can that they bought, and you don't need to do that. Just a little bit goes a long ways, and sometimes literally all you really need is the smallest, you know, if you could eke out 3 or 4 drops out of the end of the red straw, you're good to go. You work it back and forth, it cleans it up, everybody's happy, and you go on to the next thing. And by setting it on the low pressure setting, it made it really, really easy to do. And then sometimes when you need a little more, you can turn the nozzle and get the higher pressure. But it made it good, and it worked really well. And why did they want to change it? It just worked really, really great. Now you got this nonsense over here. And this one, the yellow straw, I cut it off because they're too long. That's another problem. And there's no adjustability for the pressure. And also, the diameter of the yellow straw is too big. So if you want to try to get it down inside the cutout of a rotary volume control, or inside the slot of a sliding fader volume control, it's too big. You can't get it inside. And when I called and asked about this, the gal that I talked to on the phone, she said, oh, well, you know, we have this adapter nozzle that we'll send you one at no charge, and then you can buy more if you like it, because we sell those now too. And what it is, it's a little piece of rubber tubing here, and then a little short piece of the standard red applications straw, and you're supposed to put it over the end like this, and that shrinks it down and makes it small so you can get it in the tiny slot, and that's great, I guess. But if you lose it, then what do? You got to buy like 100 of them, so you always have one floating around somewhere when you need it. And you'd be surprised how something like this gets lost in the service van, and you know you had it yesterday and now you can't find it. But the other problem with this is there's no adjustability on the pressure. It's pretty much on or off, and if you want just the littlest bit, you got to try to push it really, really, really carefully, and really, really, really slowly, and not get too much, and you really can't eke out 3 or 4 drops. It just does. It's not that precise. It's not that fine. And the thing I've noticed since I bought these, and last time I made an order, I ordered it from the same supplier I normally bought it from, and the picture on their site was the old style can with the adjustable nozzle, and what they sent me was this. And when I inquired, they said, oh no, that's the new packaging, that's all you can get nowadays. And that's when I called DeOxit to find out about that, because it sounded like a bunch of baloney to me. And the girl said, oh no, that really is the case, and we sold off all the other stuff, and that's all that we have now, so we're kind of stuck with it. But I also noticed since I bought those cans of it, I went through it a lot faster than I normally would have. And I do sort of have a sense for this. And I think that with the lack of adjustability, I think there's more waste. I think when we're cleaning slide switches, you know, like on this board, which I just happen to have right here, this is the Intercom board, switchboard out of an IM3003, and you've got the row, you've got 2 rows of 5 slide switches here. And normal procedure when you rebuild somebody's 3003, you clean the input selector switch, you clean the switch for change the display from clock to radio readout. You clean these two little rotary pots here, and then you clean these 10 switches because they get dirty inside and you get intermittent connections. And so, you got to go along with your cleaner. You got to go squirt, 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 and you go through each one. And you don't want to overdo it because it just is wasteful. It runs out the switch and makes a big mess on the board, and then you work them back and forth. So it's a normal thing that we do, and I noticed that you really can't control this as well. So we blew through all the ones that I bought that are like this, which everyone hates, and I went to reorder, and I searched around to try to find the old school application cans, and I did find a company that had them, but they were charging $5 a can more, so it was like 45% more for the same amount of product in an old style can, and we're not going to do that because that's silly. I noticed on their website that a lot of people, there's a place where buyers can leave comments, and everybody, for the most part, all the ones I read, which were probably 25 or 30 comments, everybody hates this. The perfect straw is not so perfect. In fact, it's pretty imperfect, and I'm not going to be one of these people that is going to sit here and say, oh, this is a big corporate strategy, and they made the change to make us use more product and buy more, and they'll ramp up their sales and make more money. I don't necessarily know that's the case, and I'm not convinced that most of the time that's how things actually go. But what I am convinced is they probably made a change because they felt they needed to be, keep up with the times and be like their competitors and have this flippy straw nonsense, which, maybe if you're a weekend do-it-yourselfer, I don't know, maybe you think this is like really cool or something, but I can tell you for a fact that if you're using this stuff, 10 or 15 times every day, nobody cares about the flippy straw. It just doesn't make any difference. So that's my rant. They took a really good product and they totally screwed up the application of the product. I think it's wasting more than it used to be. Oh, and wait, if we look right here, it says celebrating 60 years in business right here, 60 years. You would think in 60 years they might have learned that if they had something that works really well, why the hell screw around with it? Just leave it alone. Everybody was happy with what you had. I'm not happy about this. And I'm going to, when I post this, I'm going to send them an email and express my views clearly, and I'm going to put a link to this video in case they're interested. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link down below in this video's description to their website, a place where if you have bought some of this and you feel the same way, or if you're tired of manufacturers screwing up perfectly good products because some marketing genius figured out that we needed a flippy perfect straw to make everybody happy in the world, send them an email and let them know you're not happy about it either. Maybe we can effect a change, and maybe they'll go back to the way it used to be, because frankly, I like the adjustable cap thing. This worked really, really, really well. That was one of the things I liked the best about it. Damn it. So anyway, that's my rant for the day. Help me out. Let them know. Let Caig Company know that their DeOxit D5 and their other DeOxit spray products, their application sucks, and somebody needs to do something about it, make it go back like it was. That's the rant. That's all I got on this. If you found this interesting and helpful, give it a thumbs up on YouTube because that always helps. If you want to subscribe, there'll be a banner right here. Go to our YouTube homepage, click on the bell or on the wheel, put in your email address, and every time we post a new video, you'll get a notification. We have now surpassed 1,000 subscribers, which, I know we're not Britney Spears here. We don't have 1.5 million subscribers or anything like that, but we're a very specialized little channel, and I appreciate everyone who has subscribed. I do also know that since the beginning of this year, this is 2018, our views have increased by 50% over what all the views were for the total of the first 2.5 years. So views have gone up, subscribership is good, and all that kind of stuff. So let them know. Let them know you don't like them. Let them know. Make it go back like it was. That's it. Back to work.